Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2018 Caterpillar 262D skid steer that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything I know about the machine, and of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces. We'll let you hear the engine, we'll show you those front pins, show you the hydraulics are strong, lift the loader, dump the bucket. As always, if you're in the market for a used skid steer or a used piece of construction equipment or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2018 Cat 262D. Sorry in advance if you hear some sirens. There's sheriffs flying by here, a couple of them, so my mic picks those up pretty well. So this one is cab, heat, air, high flow, 2-speed, pilot controls, hydraulic quick coupler, dual bucket leveling, float, advanced display with a backup camera, heated air ride seat. These are 2,700 pound lift capacity, 8,011 pound operating weight, and this one has 1,242 hours. Here in a little bit, we'll fire it up. We'll show you these pins up here. Pretty darn tight. No excessive play, nothing I wouldn't expect for 1,240 hours. Just a tiny little bit of play, but pretty darn tight. As I get up close to it here, you'll see the paint is nice and bright. Just typical little scuffs and scratches and paint chips here for a skid loader. Starting around the edges on both sides here, the loader arms, just some little flakes there. But as you can see, that yellow paint is still pretty bright. Again, just chips here and there. No huge dents or dings, nothing out of the ordinary. But as you can see there, pretty darn reflective paint. Same thing down here. Taking a look at the front tire on this side. Pretty darn deep tread bars there. I hate to give a percentage on these tires because they come with, it's hard for me to know exactly how tall these tread bars were, but they're over a finger tall still. No weather checking to speak of in there. Definitely life left in those tires. Looking at the front rim on this side, again, pretty darn bright paint on the rims. Just typical little scuffs and scratches when you get up real close. These tires have that big heavy rim guard, so the rims are pretty darn good. They don't tend to get as beat up on these when these tires are this style. Back tire is a little different tread pattern, as you'll see there, than the front, and is even deeper. Very deep tread depth there. I'm gonna say that's at least 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches still left tread depth there. No weather checking in there to speak of. And taking a look at the rear rim on this side, again, fairly bright yellow paint. Starting to get a little bit of speckles inside there, just your typical, it is a 7-year-old machine after all. And looking at the side of the frame of the machine here, there you can see the tire in its reflection. I mean, this paint's nice and bright. A couple little paint chips here and there. Nothing out of the ordinary. A couple little scuffs back here. Same thing down there. Taking a look at this rear corner on this side. Again, pretty darn straight. Some scuffs and stuff here in this decal. A couple little tears there. Some scratches back here. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. Some scuffs down here. Not too much paint flaking off yet down here on the corners like a lot of them do. Still pretty good there. Coming around to the back, looking at that back door. I'll get up close. There's a couple little spots there in that mesh center portion of that are dented in, and one spot's actually crunched in right there. It's almost like they hit something and spun it this way. It's kind of just pushed that in right there. Another little spot down here. Otherwise, I guess there's a little bit of a dent right here. A couple little scuffs there. Up top's pretty darn good. And then down here on this bottom back rail, everything's pretty good. Just some Paint chipped off there where you chain it down on both sides. Tail lights and stuff look good back here. Same thing here. Again, looking at this side, rear corner here, some scuffs. Again, that paint's nice and bright. Scratch right there in the decal, nothing out of the ordinary. It is still a 7-year-old used skid steer. A couple little scuffs back here, but as you can see there, that paint, nice and reflective. A couple spots down here where it is flaking just a little bit on that bottom corner. Taking a look at the rear tire on this side. This rear tire matches the other rear tire very well. Same tread depth, same tread pattern. Again, no weather checking that I'm seeing there. Very deep in there. Taking a look at the rim on this side, again, pretty decent. Just a little bit of paint chipped off down here. Nothing out of the ordinary for a used skid steer. And the front tire on this side matches the front tire on the other side. Again, not as deep of tread depth here as the rears, but still decent amount of tread depth there. Again, not really seeing much weather checking to speak of. And taking a good look at the front rim here. Again, just some scuffs around the outer edges, a couple little paint chips here and there. And looking at the side of the frame, excuse me. Again, in here, pretty darn good. Some small paint chips here and there. Again, it is a used skid steer. Little bit of flaking just right there at the edge, but you can see there it's bright and reflective. Looking at the loader arm on this side, again, very straight. I don't see any huge dents or dings, nothing that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. There's a couple of light scuffs here, a couple little chips there, a couple scratches. Overall though, a very, very nice machine. Everything up here looks good. Take a good look at this bucket. As you can see here, there's a little bit of cement splatter left over in the bottom of the bucket and kind of there in the back. And as I get up front here, you'll see these cylinders. There's a little bit on those two front cylinders. Cutting edge is still out past the edge of the bucket, but it is starting to get a little wore down. No big bows or dents or dings in that bucket. It's nice and square. Looks like that cutting edge has already been turned. Come back here and take a look at the engine. All right, I'll try to go slow here so you guys can see in there well. As you can see, a little bit of dust and dirt, but nice and dry up top here. No oil or diesel or antifreeze running anywhere over here. Same thing over here on the side. I'll try to get in there and hold still so you guys can see in there. Again, nice and dry down in here in the bottom. Same thing over here. Everything looks pretty good. I say it with every used machine. I'm sure if you go over it with a fine-tooth comb, there's a seep or two somewhere. But this one seems to be pretty dry back here in the engine area. Looking at the fins back here on this cooler. A couple of them up here just have a little tweak, just a little bit. Otherwise, pretty darn straight. We'll take a look at the cab and the interior. The back of the cab looks good there. Coming around to the side. All the glass seems good. I don't see any cracks or spider webbing anywhere in any of that glass. And then, like I said, up here on the front, just a little bit of splatter here on these two cylinders. Down here on the bottom, that front face is pretty clean. Up here, pretty darn clean. That decal's getting a little wore off. Just pretty nice though for a 7-year-old machine. Still has quite a bit of that yellow paint. Just some chips here and there, as you can see. Steps look good. Okay, looking down in here, floor mat's nice and clean. Bottom seat cushion, little bit of a hole right there. It's not quite as big as the tip of my pinky. A little bit of dirt and dust in the back. Backrest is good. I don't see any cuts or tears there. Taking a look at the joysticks. On this side, this joystick is missing the black outer piece to that button. Trigger's good. Rubber boot, everything looks good. That button, looks like they're calling that auxiliary 5. Coming to this joystick, toggle's good, both buttons are good. Trigger on the backside's good. These have like a little bit of a rubber texture to them. Up on the top, that texture's kind of getting wore just a little bit. It's almost like a little sticky, just kind of from its age. Same thing on this one. That rubber boot's good on this side. Looking down here at the HVAC vents, everything looks good there. At the time of this video, it is blowing cold air. Again, all the vents are good on this side. That gray is nice and bright. It's not all faded out or cracked like you'll see a lot of times. Buttons up here, all the toggles look good. Like we said, it does have the advanced display. 1242.4 hours. Backup camera. HVAC controls, everything looks good there. Up here where these cylinders come up, everything looks good on this side. Not seeing anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or anything. That side looks good as well. All right, like I said, this one's a 2018 Cat 262D. Pretty well loaded up with options, 1242 hours. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.